a chance to jump in, you jump in. If not, catch me in the hashtag replay. We're having another one of those Facebook moments. So I'm just going to go with it. But what I was talking about was one of the things that slows people's success down or kind of derails their success when it comes to starting a healthcare staffing agency is the things that I've seen, even experienced myself, are typically procrastination, frustration, unrealistic goals, comparing stories, and then not passionate about the industry. So kind of like what I mentioned early on is that healthcare staffing is a great industry. There's money in it. It's not going to change. But if you're not passionate about it, it can be very frustrating because there's so many variables involved with doing healthcare staffing. Whether you're staffing for a healthcare system, long-term care, skilled assisted living, there's multiple layers because the need can either be per diem, travel. So it kind of brings in a lot more variables than you have in staffing other industries. And because healthcare is 24/7, it's not like staffing a bank where you only do it Monday through Friday. It's 7 a to 7 p all day, every day. So that's sometimes where I talk with people who may express an interest to me, like, why do you want to do it? Because it's still 16-hour days. When we first got started our first year, I still work 16-hour days. It was just I was on the phone, I was on the computer, I was on the phone and the computer, I was on Zoom meetings. So it was just a different element of that. I am grateful that now I've moved a little bit away from it. But if the opportunity required it, even if it required that I go into work, I'm going to still do it because it brings back to me a level of satisfaction that way outweighs me working for somebody else. Unrealistic goals, we touched on that. You have to set the goals. Like, you have to set something that's attainable. Can you get $1 million your first year as a healthcare staffing agency owner? Sure. But based on your circumstances and situation, is that realistic? I don't know. But you want to make sure that you've taken out the time to assess that. Can you become a millionaire running? Of course you can. But is that realistic for you? I don't know. Have people done it? Of course. So the other thing too is comparing stories. So like when I share kind of my story or our story and getting started, there's some uniqueness to it because we were actually at the right time in the right place for a lot of what happened for us. Is that what a lot of people have experienced? No. We worked for the place that we actually first staffed for our agency. That's unique. I know there are other nurses that have had that type of situation, but that's not always how things go. So you have to kind of remember and appreciate, the uniqueness in your own journey. So our journey, the startup, wasn't what it's been for a lot of people, but it was unique to us because on the back end, we had a lot of, learning curves and things of that nature to adjust to. And let me see. Frustration and procrastination. It's a part of the industry. You're going to have it all the time. I still have it depending on the day. I think the people that do the best are individuals who are extremely persistent and who don't accept no as not at all, who are people who will revisit things time and time again, as well as reassess it. Because it's not always, because I've seen some questions in the group as far as, what you might think you're doing wrong, but it's not always that you're doing it wrong, it's that you're approaching it wrong. It's not necessarily, hi CJ. It's not that your technique or even the information that you're sharing it's wrong. It could be that you're talking to the wrong people. So it's not as black and white, but if you share it with someone else who has maybe an outside view or an insight, they may give you a different perspective on what it is that you're trying to achieve. But frustration and procrastination is always going to be a part of it. And then for the procrastination, with goal setting, hi Laura, hi CJ. With the goal setting, that helped me with procrastination. So I'm not going to say I'm a super procrastinator, but I have my moments And goal setting helps me with that because I am going to look at the goals every day. So if I know that I'm not going to hit it, I'm going to either push harder or I'm going to reevaluate what I'm doing with my time.